All right, somebody explain this to me because the math is not mathing. If Meghan's brand is supposedly irrelevant, why are people out here conducting a full forensic investigation on her outfit like they're solving a missing person case? The woman posts a promotional video, and suddenly half the internet turns into fashion accountants. They're calculating shoe prices, adding up jewelry, checking labels, probably zooming in so hard they can see the stitching holding the stitching together. At that point, who's really obsessed here? Because from a regular person's perspective, this is hilarious. Imagine telling your friend, I don't care about that person at all, and then spending 3 hours researching their shoes, blazer, earrings, and handbag. Your friend would look at you and say, mate, I think you care a little too much. That's the energy. What cracks me up is the contradiction. On one hand, we're told Meghan and Harry are finished, over, irrelevant. Nobody's interested. Then on the other hand, every move they make becomes a headline, a panel discussion, a debate, and apparently now a shopping spreadsheet. Pick a lane. You can't spend all day talking about people and then claim nobody cares about them. That's like camping outside a restaurant every night while insisting the food is terrible. Nobody's buying it. And here's the thing regular people understand. Success annoys some people, not failure. Success. When somebody keeps moving forward, keeps building, keeps launching projects, and keeps finding an audience, there will always be a crowd waiting for the slightest mistake. But when the mistake never arrives, they start criticizing the curtains, the shoes, the hairstyle, the lighting, the camera angle, and eventually probably the houseplants. We've all seen it before. Meanwhile, Meghan seems busy doing what entrepreneurs do, promoting products, building a business, and trying to grow a brand. That's not shocking. That's literally the job. The funniest part is that every angry article ends up giving her more attention. It's like watching someone try to put out a fire by throwing gasoline at it and then acting surprised when the flames get bigger. At some point, you have to laugh, because from where ordinary people are sitting, this whole situation looks less like objective criticism and more like a group project in accidental advertising. The more they talk, the more people look. The more people look, the more curiosity grows, and the cycle starts all over again. That's why these stories feel so strange. The loudest critics keep insisting the Sussexes don't matter, while treating them like the most important people in the room. And trust me, regular folks notice that contradiction immediately. At this point, it's basically a running joke. Meghan Sussex shows up anywhere, public event, new video, even just existing in daylight, and boom, you can almost hear the internet sirens going off. Tabloids hit the keyboard like they've been waiting all day for the alert. It's like a push notification nobody asked for. Breaking, Meghan did a thing. And then here comes the routine. Not news about impact, not anything meaningful. Nah, we get a full fashion breakdown, like she's being audited by the style tax office. Shoes get priced, dress gets dissected, earrings get a backstory, a biography, and probably a family tree. At this point, they're not reporting, they're basically doing retail inventory with dramatic music. And here's the funny part regular people clock immediately. If someone claims they don't care about you, they sure are spending a lot of time talking about you. That's not indifference. That's a subscription. It's giving I swear I'm over it while refreshing the page every 5 minutes. Meanwhile, Meghan is just doing what she's been doing, building, creating, showing up in her own lane. New content, new ideas, new business moves. You know, living life. But somehow that becomes the spark for the same old reaction every time. It's like the media has one button labeled Meghan appears, press for outrage. No update needed, no creativity required. Just rinse, repeat, copy, paste. And from a street-level view, it looks less like journalism and more like habit, like muscle memory at this point. The story writes itself before anything even happens. What stands out, though, is how much energy gets spent on the surface stuff while the actual substance gets ignored. A woman is building a brand, trying things, putting work out into the world, and somehow the conversation keeps getting dragged back to how much did the shoes cost. It's giving distraction, not insight. And honestly, regular people see through that fast, because most of us know what real hustle looks like. You don't survive on gossip, you survive on execution. You keep moving, you keep building, you keep your head down and let the noise be noise. Meghan seems locked into that lane, and the noise It just keeps proving how loud it is while trying to say nothing at all. This whole thing is honestly funny if you step back for a second, because you've got outlets loudly insisting the Sussex brand is done, irrelevant, doesn't matter anymore. Cool story, but then you check their homepage and it's basically Sussex Central. Breaking news, think pieces, reaction to the reaction piece. It never stops. Make it make sense. You can't say nobody cares while posting 6 articles a day about the same people. That's like shouting, "I'm not hungry," while standing in line for seconds. The actions are not matching the words. And regular people see that immediately, because out here in the real world, attention is currency. Nobody wastes clicks on something that doesn't perform. So, if a name keeps showing up on the front page, it's not because it's irrelevant, it's because it's driving traffic. Simple math, no PhD required. What makes it even more obvious is the cycle. One minute it's they're finished, next minute it's here's another update about them being finished, then another article, then another opinion, then another expert analysis. At some point you have to ask, finished people don't usually get this many daily updates. Let's be real, that's not distance, that's dependence. And Meghan is just living her life in the middle of it, building projects, putting out content, running her own lane. Whether people like it or not, she's active, she's visible, she's doing the work. That alone keeps her in the conversation without her even trying. But the twist is the media keeps acting like they're above it all while feeding off it every single day. It's giving "we're so over this" energy while refreshing the page every 10 minutes. And that's where the joke writes itself. Because if something truly didn't matter, you don't build your schedule around it. You don't keep it on speed dial. You don't turn it into a daily content machine. So, from a normal person's point of view, it looks less like no one cares and more like we really hope you keep clicking. And honestly, Meghan doesn't even need to say anything in response. The coverage is doing all the talking and accidentally proving the opposite point every time. Let's just call it what it looks like from a normal person's point of view. The real issue isn't the outfit, the video, the price tag, or whatever number they've pulled out of thin air this time. It's control, or more accurately, the fact that they don't have it anymore. Back in the UK, the whole system felt like they had the steering wheel. Every appearance, every outfit, every facial expression got filtered, framed, and packaged before the public even saw it, like a backstage pass they never had to share. Now, that setup is gone. Meghan drops a clean, polished video on her own platforms on her own timeline with her own team running the show. No gatekeeping, no "we'll decide how this is framed", no waiting for approval from people who think they own the narrative. Just release. Done. Move on. And that right there is what changes the temperature. Because when someone can speak directly to the public without going through the usual media funnel, a lot of people suddenly feel unnecessary. And when people feel unnecessary, they start talking louder, not smarter. That's when you get the obsessive breakdowns, the outfit math, the dramatic headlines, the emotional think pieces about things that don't actually matter in the way they're being presented. Regular people can spot it instantly. It's not about concern, it's about irritation. The kind you get when someone you used to manage just stopped checking in and started doing their own thing successfully. And let's be honest, Meghan is doing her own thing, properly. Clean execution, strong visuals, direct-to-audience communication, no begging for permission, no waiting for approval stamps, no playing along with a system that clearly isn't hers anymore. That shift is what really triggered the noise. Not the clothes, not the numbers, not the video, it's the independence. Because once someone proves they can move without you, the commentary gets weird. Suddenly, every detail becomes controversial, every move becomes questionable, every success gets relitigated like there's a hidden problem that needs exposing. But to everyday people watching this play out, it reads simple. She left the gate, she built her own lane, and now she's driving in it without asking anyone to hold traffic for her. That's what's really rattling the cages. And honestly, all the noise around it just makes it more obvious. Alright, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm your host, Miles, and if you enjoyed that breakdown, you already know what to do. Don't just sit there like a background extra in your own entertainment life. Smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next drop. And hey, if you really rock with the content, join the channel membership and become part of the inner circle. Exclusive vibes, extra perks, and a community that actually shows up. Appreciate you all big time, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.